Hello! Today I'm gonna show you two Halloween cards that I made. They are pretty spooky cards. They look like this. One is really glittery, shiny, and it says Happy Halloween, and there's a bat and some fabric and a shiny, glittery, sparkly, pointy tree. These are like sharp edges or something, and you open it up like that, and there are some bats, and you have a white place to write your greeting on, and on the background just my little signature. So that's one of them, and the other one looks like this. That's the spooky tree, and this tree is more like gooey tree. There's some goo dropping from it. It has also bats and fabric and a bat, and it says Happy Halloween as well. As you can see, the tree is kind of gooey itself, but it doesn't feel gooey, it just looks gooey, like something melting. And on the inside also we have the bats and the white area, so you can write your greeting and my little signature. And if you're wondering how I made this tree, I actually used the technique called embossing with acrylic paint. So if you want to know how I made the trees, go to my, well, in the description, wherever it is, there will be a link to my other video tutorial on how to make the trees with embossing acrylic paint. So that's how you make the trees. So I started out with a white paper, and I made the trees with the embossing technique. And then to get the bats and the other colors in the background, this one I actually used ink applicator, and I used seedless preserves distress ink, and I went around in circular motions, and then I dropped it on some water, and then I heated it with my hot blowing air gun. And after that I did it again, I went around with circular motions and dropped some water, and that's how I got the purple background. On this one I used my mini mister, and I filled it up with let's see now, not worn lipstick, it was fired brick, yeah, distress ink fired brick. I took 2 drops of ink and a little bit of water, maybe like that much water, and then I also put some Perfect Pearls rust, and then I shaked it up, and then I sprinkled it on, and then I heated it up with my hot heating air gun, and you can see those blobs there, and here you can see a little bit of the speckles when it was white background and it became red. So you can see the piles of water that has dried here. So I thought that was kind of nice. So I started out with a white card, but it became red with the mini mister stuff, and the other one became purple. Then I made these bats, and they are actually a stamp by Penguin Pants, and it's the bat there, and I just used some black ink and went around. I also used the smaller bat, there's 2, there's one big and one small, and just went around with them here and there to get these bats. Oh, and by the way, these trees, as you can see, this one has spikes and this one has some goo. I just drew that black thing on with a black gel pen. So the trees wasn't like that to begin with, but I drew spikes on this one and some goo, hanging goo on this one, just with a black gel pen. And then when I had the bats on both of the cards, I cut them out because I started out with the A5, so I wanted it smaller so you could see the black sides here. So I cut them out with some deckled scissors. And I took about, well, here you can see how much I took. From the sides I took about that much, and from the up and down I took about this much. And then when that was done, I took some fabric I don't know really what it's called. This is, at Swedish it's called tyll. This is the kind of fabric that you put under your skirt so it will stand out more. So it's really hard, and it's like a net, like a fishing net, like a fish net, something like that. But it's tyll, and you have to have it kind of many layers before you see it, because one layer is just, you can't really see the difference there. So I took 4 layers and I made a little bow, and to make that stuck down it was really hard because it's kind of hard feeling to it. It's not so soft. So I used one of these. I don't know what they are, but as you can see it has these bits here, these small metal parts, and you just go like chick, 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 and it becomes metal things. Let me see if I can get one. Did I get any? Where did it go? Oh, it got stuck. So it became like that small thingy. I don't know what it's called at English. And they are like gold, but I wanted them black. So I just took a black, no, that was not one. Here we go. I took a black Collie marker, permanent marker, and I drew them black so you can't see them. And on top of that I put this small embellishment, these small bats, and they are actually rings. I got them really cheap last year. They are actually rings for children. I cut off this ringy thing so it became just a flat bat, and I glued the bat on with my trusty hot melting plastic gun, so that way it will really stick. And you can't really see these chicks because the bat is covering them. So that's how you got a little bow with some fabric and a bat. Then we have this Happy Halloween. Happy I wrote by hand, but Halloween I took from this stamp. This is just Batty about Halloween. So I just wanted the Halloween part, so I put some paper on top of that, and then I put color on Halloween, and then I stamped it on a white piece of paper, and I cut it out with deckled scissors. And Happy I wrote by hand. It kind of matches the style, so I was happy about that. And I took a black gel pen, and I make a few dots there and a few dots up there. I didn't go all around, just up and down. And I put some dimensional tape on that one so it will stand out a little bit. And that's pretty much how I made the front side. The inside I took the bat stamp again, the penguin pants, and I put on some Ink It Up. This is embossing ink. This is pigment ink. It dries really slow, and I could have used black embossing powder, but I thought since the background was black, so I used clear. So they will pop up anyway, and I like that. So clear embossing powder, heat it up with the heat gun, and that's how I got that, so they are shiny. This is just a white piece of paper that I cut out with deckled scissors and glued on with double-sided tape. And this card measurement is a A5, so this size is a A5, but you open it up like this, so it is basically, was it 21 centimeters by 15 centimeters, I think, 21 by 15, scored in half. And that's how you got these cards. They are kind of spooky, nothing fancy, really easy to make. And if you have any comments or ideas, let me know. And thank you for watching, and have a great spooky Halloween. See ya, bye bye.